to the sexy St. Jeff candle. No Bus is back. I'm J.E. Skeets, here in the Classic Factory alongside me. My two fellow tribe members, two guys who I would love to go on a road trip with after this. It's JD and it's Trey Kirby. What's up, guys?
What's up?
What's up?
You get that NFT or what?
I got my hot packs.
Good.
Don't you worry about me.
Good,
Where are we
good.
going on our road trip? And who's driving?
You want to go to Houston, guys?
Yeah? Well, honestly, not really.
Yeah,
but
same.
I
But
think
it
we
might
are.
be happening. It
Yeah.
might be happening.
Our guy, Eshwa Kid, producing over yonder. But we are here to recap episode 3 of Survivor 44, titled A Sneaky Little Snake. Shout out to the live tribe joining us here on YouTube. Take a second, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to No Buffs. And to all of our podcast listeners, help us out. When it comes to the rankings, leave your boys a 5-star rating and review. Helps other Survivor fans find this quirky little podcast. But we are right into episode 3. We're not doing it in chronological order.
Oh, great.
No, why not?
Good.
We're going right to the end.
Okay.
Because we just saw somebody get voted out. My winner pick in Claire get voted out. All 4 votes last night because she didn't want to play in any of the challenges. That's how it was presented. Probst sure was still pointing it out left and right every episode. And she goes home with all 4 votes, like I said. Kudos to her for at least having the right read. She was like, well, the votes are on me. I guess I'll take my shot in the dark.
Yeah.
Let's open up the parchment paper. Not safe. Goodbye.
Right.
Claire. I mean, this
We
was
hardly
wild.
knew you.
Yeah.
We hardly knew you. Liked Claire a lot. I actually make my picks. The pool, we'll get to that in C block, but the very last second, put my team together, put Claire in there.
Okay.
I was tricked. I thought she's onto something here. She's onto something with his not playing in the challenges. She's over there, probably looking for idols, getting info, sharing intel.
Right.
I guess that just happened once. I don't know. I just got a vibe that, okay, there's something happening here. Probst is constantly calling her out about, hey, you're sitting out again. So I thought it was going somewhere, and it was to the end of this episode, and she got voted out. I mean, I listened to a bit of Probst's podcast this morning, and, he's like, the producers asked him, like, what you calling her out? Like, what's going on here with calling out Claire because she wasn't sitting out? He's like, listen, when I'm out there, I'm kind of the voice of the audience sometimes. And so I'm asking the questions that the audience would want to know. And I think that's a fair answer. So,
yeah.
And I think that if she sits out three in a row and, they lose, of course, she's already going to have a target.
She's going to be a target.
You don't need Probst. Probst he's just pointing out the obvious, right? Like,
you agree with that?
What, that Jeff shouldn't have said anything?
Yeah, your thoughts on that. Did he plant a seed with, I guess, the Soka tribe of Claire purposely sitting out every single challenge?
I thought he was trying to save her, to be quite honest. Like, you're not playing again?
Yeah, that's actually a good
Do you
read.
understand the point of the show? Because to me, she goes down as one of the worst ever in the history of the show.
Wow.
She did nothing.
Yeah.
She did nothing. And she said, what is a big moment you would like to see that didn't make TV? And it was getting water bottles for her tribe because a guy on the other tribe passed out and they got water bottles. She did nothing. She had one moment where she talked to a guy on the sit-out bench.
Right,
Yep.
yeah.
And then that person lied about it afterwards and was completely brushed over. So there was no harm, no foul. You have to play if you're going to play.
Yeah.
Millions of people are applying to be on this show
Right.
every single year. And she went out and sat on the bench 3 straight times. Ridiculous.
But what if they had never lost and she sat out the whole time? I don't know. Does it look like a genius move all of a sudden?
I would imagine that Jeff every single time would be like, you're sitting out again?
Yeah.
You're sitting out again? You're sitting out again?
Right.
I don't know. There was a reason she got every vote, and it was because she did nothing.
I do agree 100%. I'm just...
There was nothing good strategy.
Worst
Your strategy
ever.
was better. Your strategy talking through what she was possibly thinking was doing more than she actually did on the show. Like, you're giving her credit for knowing she was getting voted out. So did everyone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I gave her kudos just for at least going, well, I might as well play my shot in the dark because I know the votes are going on me. But what we're getting at here is if she had just played in last night's challenge and they still go on to lose because Matt and Franny can't stop looking at each other and can't figure out the damn puzzle, would she still be there? Would Claire still be there?
I mean, yes, she would still. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Matt has a fake idol. Nobody knows it's fake except for Danny, right? So he's like, Matt and Franny are already a target. They're the biggest target on the tribe. Of course they're going home.
It's so weird then. Like, I just like you're saying, Probst is almost like, you're sitting out again, okay? This is your decision. This is the group's decision. Her answer was always sort of like, it's like we've collectively come to this agreement.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But also she seemed very delighted about, yep, it's me again. I'm sitting out, and runs over to the bench.
Yeah, I know. I know. It is weird because you can't tell me if she's in this challenge, last night's episode. She's not like holding them back.
No.
Help push a weird cube in the water.
Yeah.
You know, maybe get up there and do the thing, maybe not. Like maybe you're part of the puzzle, maybe not. That part doesn't matter. Just you not competing for the third time in a row. Once they eventually lost, which they did, Trey's right. It's like, well, we got to get rid of somebody. It's our first time going to tribal council. You need whatever reason you can come up with. Let's just go with the person that's never even played.
Right.
Done.
It's a no-brainer.
So frustrating though. It's like, why did she do that?
I mean, Franny had such a weak argument saying basically, you know, this is a fixable problem, is just making her do the challenges. Mm-hmm. And then, but Josh is sneaky and that's not fixable. It's like, okay, that's sort of, I guess it's kind of logical in a sense. But ultimately, at this stage in the game, is way, way before the merge. Danny is right. You need strength. And all she had to do was literally float by, as you, pun intended, you could have in this particular challenge.
She's just lying out in the water.
She just was in it. She was just in it. Looked like she wanted to play, and she probably would still be there because there are way bigger targets.
Yeah.
Like then we lost, and then she has an actual case. Well, Josh is kind of sneaky. Let's get rid of him. And
also, people rarely get voted out for poor performance in the challenges.
Right.
It's more so we all went through it together and you didn't again.
Right.
See ya. You gotta go.
Yeah.
I think what's really frustrating about this whole thing too is like you're calling her like one of the worst ever. How she goes out because she doesn't even play. Fair. Can't argue with that. I actually think she's a decent Survivor player. All the other things. I thought she was pretty good. I thought she made compelling cases even at Tribal Council. She called Josh on his bullshit where he was like, well, we're really starting to play Survivor today. She's like, no. That's not true. Right. It's our first time here at Tribal Council, but we've been playing Survivor. The idea of like who we're going to vote out, alliances being formed since the minute we've hit the island.
Right.
You know, she had the mat.
Though.
Well, didn't she? Because I thought Franny...
No, everybody voted for her.
Right. But she did have alliances. At least she thought she did.
Well, she thought...
I'm not arguing. I know that she got voted out.
Well, let's go through it because Matt doesn't have his vote heading into this Tribal Council, right? He still doesn't, and he won't for the next one. And we'll get in through it. We'll go through all the real idols, fake idols, advantages. We'll do like a little rundown through a checklist a little bit later. But after they lose, they come back. Danny wants to target Claire because she hasn't done a single challenge. Right. So that's how it starts, at least in the edit, right? It's like, well, again, we got to get rid of somebody now. Our streak is over. So let's just get rid of the person that doesn't compete.
Right.
Okay. Claire tells Franny, maybe that they might want to make it an easier vote than that. Franny wants to target Josh because this sneaky thing, this cagey thing, which is like, what?
Okay.
We didn't see it. We haven't seen anything about that.
No, but everybody's sneaky on Survivor.
Yeah,
you can say literally anybody's
They just don't want to work with Matt and Franny.
Right.
So that doesn't make them cagey. That makes them kind of smart to be.
Yeah. I guess Claire did tell Franny, maybe we should take out Matt, your quote-unquote island boyfriend.
Right.
She did come up with that. She wanted to go with that, and then Franny's like, no. It's basically like Danny wants Claire wants Matt, Franny wants Josh.
Right.
And then it's like, all right, well, there's 5 votes going around here, so where's it going? And so Matt and Franny went to Claire, and they're like, well, we got to get Heidi if this is going to work. I mean, this thing you want to do, and maybe the possibility of you staying. Claire goes to Heidi, and she just like, very frank with her, I thought. Like,
she's like, no.
My life is in your hands. You save me or you don't. Because if you go this way, then I guess we have the numbers.
Right. And her number 1 is Danny, and Danny's telling her, let's go Claire, and that's the end of it. That's
because we even had a talk at the water well where it's Heidi, it was Franny and it was Danny, and they're talking it all out here, and this is where they're making their cases. And in the end, obviously, they decide, okay, let's just get rid of Claire.
Right. And Franny went along with it because she didn't want to go against the numbers. Because she knows she's got a target on her back because she's got this little puppy dog following her around everywhere.
Right.
Not that that sounds worse than it is. I think it's a little bit mutual, but Matt seems a little more head over heels than Franny does.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Although she was the one that suggested the road trip.
That's a good point. She did want to go on a road trip.
There's definitely some. They like each other, both of them.
Oh, sure. There's chemistry.
And some
there.
flirting and all that.
Oh, yeah.
But I was coming around on your theory on last week's podcast that, is this going to end very badly for Matt? In episode 2, he said Matt's stock was at an all-time low, and it actually got worse in this one. He doesn't know it because he thinks he has a real idol, but now he has a fake idol.
Right.
But I am worried about, is Franny at some point going to be like, all right, man, I like you too, but we are playing Survivor, and I really love $1 million. And the idea, is he going to get his heart broken?
Listen, man,
we'll see.
I don't want to use the word cuck, but I'm going to. He's gonna give over that fake idol gladly. He's gonna throw it at her.
Wow.
Go, Franny. As he falls on the literal immunity sword.
Yes.
And he's going to feel bad then if he gets her eliminated with the fake idol. Whew. Tough stuff. She's going to try and play it for real. He thinks it's real because why wouldn't he? Because production gave him a real idol.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, yeah.
They call it fake, but it looks identical.
Yeah.
Even has a paper with it.
Yeah.
Matt does need Franny a lot more than vice versa because he's lost his vote.
Yeah.
But I agree. He looks like somebody who just got out of a relationship who is enjoying the rebound right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Well, let's go through all this stuff because there's already a lot. We're a week in to them out there on the island. Real idols found. There's been 4. Okay?
One already played, too.
That's right. Real idols in play, we're down to 3 because Brandon played his, but now Matthew has it because he found it. We'll get to that flashback. But Danny, Matthew, and Carolyn have them. Those are the real idols. Fake idols planted by production, well, it started at 3. 3 within that bag in the birdcage. Fake idols made by players. That's 1 now.
Right.
Because Matthew, very crafty. He made a fake one and then planted it. Fake idols in play, 2.
Okay.
Hold on. 2, because Matthew...
Right.
Sorry, Matt. Oh, my God.
Oh, God, here
As
we
if
go.
it doesn't make it even more confusing. Matt, I meant. Green guy in love. And Jamie, who Matthew planted on her. Okay?
Right.
You with me?
Yeah, I feel
and then there are 2 other fake idols
yeah.
because Brandon, in theory, still has his fake idol.
Yes.
And Carolyn has hers.
Right.
And it never went back in the bag.
Right. And now we didn't know this last week, but there are 2 separate notes. We didn't know that last time, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Because we thought it was, here's your idol, and this other thing, it's fake.
Yep.
But there's actually 2 notes.
Yes,
they didn't reveal that last time.
And it has been confirmed that each tribe's fake idol looks like another tribe's real idol.
Yes.
Yes. Which, holy moly. So, just to finish it, Matt doesn't have a vote at the next tribal council. If Soka were
This
to go.
is the last one that he has to serve. Yeah.
Sarah has the inheritance advantage.
Right.
All right.
I forgot about that.
And Lauren has an extra vote. We are 1 week into this game.
And an idol's already been played, too.
Yeah. So,
Hit the gas pedal on
let's talk about the whole Danny part there. And like you said, Matt having what he absolutely believes to be a real idol because of the parchment paper. And it was in the birdcage on top of that. And he found the key to get it. Yes, locked.
And clearly made by production as well.
Yeah.
The beautiful fonts.
Right. So, the Danny part of it all, first off, he eats the one piece of paper.
Yeah.
Like a gift receipt, right? Was it, hopefully he doesn't get a stomachache because of a muddy slop pot. Yeah. He puts the fake idol back in the birdcage. He hides the key. Then there's a group search party. He steers basically Matt to the area.
Right, yeah.
He finds it, Matt does, tries to be sneaky.
Uh-huh.
But of course, Danny literally put the key there, knows you found it, buddy. We get the whole dum-dum music too on Matt. And again, the stock, it actually did go down more. And then Danny calls him out in front of Josh, which is an interesting part, I thought. Why Danny did that part. Which then Matt just has to come clean to Danny. Yeah, I got it. And then also to Josh because he Danny blew up his spot right in
Right.
front of him.
Right.
I guess what I'm getting, did Danny do a little too much here just for the sake of like great television? Like, did he go overboard with not only the putting it back and all that, but then like making sure he knows that Matt knows that Danny saw him, and then including the Josh part? Like, did he just go an extra level too much?
It did feel a little like a hat on a hat.
Right.
Like, why not just let him find it and he knows that he found it, let him think that he found it, and then you don't have to, there's already a target there on Matt because of Franny, right? So there's no reason necessarily to put that extra heat on Matt. And as you say, like, his stock is already like lower than low. But then again, it was great. It was fun to watch. I suspect that maybe the three of those guys had maybe discussed a guys alliance at some point, or were at least thought that there was something between the three of them. Otherwise, why would Danny say that, blow him up right in front of Josh like that?
Yeah, the Josh part, that's a little perplexing. I guess
Yeah.
the part, though, where he would go to Matt and say, hey, man, do you have the idol? You got the idol,
Yeah.
don't you? Like, to form the bond,
Yeah.
possibly with Matt. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I know, now we're tight. That information stays with
But-
me. You got my trust.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just trying to...
Maybe. Well, I mean, he was saying Danny was getting frustrated because we're looking for this as a group. Like, we're all looking for it. So they must have all decided we're looking for this idol. Mm-hmm. So we're doing it as a group. And if we find it, we're going to find it as a group or whatever. And then he just goes, oh, this guy put it in. I saw him put something in his pants. Which I love because he wasn't even anywhere near him. He just knows that he has it. That's the greatest thing about it.
And of course, then goes and tells Heidi, hey, Matt found it.
Yeah, yeah,
Like-
and it's just like stirring shit, which is great. And his logic is, hey, if all the heat's off of me, the more heat there's on other people, the less heat there's on me,
Yeah.
which is great.
Also, now his idol is totally secret.
Totally.
Nobody knows
Yeah.
that there were two idols in the bag, a real one and a fake one. So now if Puppy Dog Matt has an idol, you think that's the guy who found it.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks anything about Danny. So I think this was incredibly well played.
Yes.
Maybe it's a little too early in the season, but basically nobody trusts. I mean, Matt and Franny were on the bottom already, and now the other people that are alongside Danny don't trust him at all because he was being sneaky about the idol that he found.
Right.
So I thought this was great stuff, and I think that this is exactly the way that Survivor wanted it to
Oh,
go, was
yeah.
the way
Totally.
that Danny played it.
Yeah, they must have been ecstatic that Danny was the one to find the key originally.
Right.
To do the whole birdcage stuff
Yeah.
and like, oh, he's going to try it.
Yeah.
He'll give it a go here. And yeah, was great television. Back to the part, though, of this parchment, like the real parchment for the real idol that he has, Danny, and then pairing it with the fake idol. Is that a bridge too far, like, in terms of, like, that dude thinks it's real? Like, there's, like, no way around him not, Matt, thinking that damn thing is real. Because
Right.
look at this piece of paper
Yeah.
says as much.
Right. That's what's so great about it. That's what I love about it. I love it.
So, moving forward, you're never going to be able to trust anything you ever find. In theory. Like, people watching this that go out and play on the next couple of
Yeah.
seasons. After this blows up in his face.
Yeah. Well, I think that...
Unless he goes to the merge or talks to other people that have done birdcage idol finds and like learns of the fake play and all
Right.
that, like, and starts going, wow,
yeah.
hold on, did somebody get in there before me?
That's what's so great.
I know,
That's what's
I
so
know.
great about it. Is my idol real? I don't know. But
He does,
But you
hold
don't.
on.
He doesn't even know to think that right
I
now.
know.
Is the
That's
thing.
what. But if he goes,
But it's
if
cool
he-
for us.
of
course.
But if you're playing, you would be pissed. You think they're tricking you, completely
I know.
tricked.
I know.
It's like it is very much like the Shillelagh of Time, where you said we won, we're safe. Wait a second. Now we're not safe.
Yeah,
something
but-
we've never seen before.
But you're being it. It's not I agree with you that this is how production wanted it to happen. But it didn't have to happen this way.
Definitely, yeah.
Danny's the one
Yeah.
that's been, just executed the greatest heist in Survivor history. Maybe this is, it's amazing. Listening to you break it down, I'm just like, this is Tony Vlacho's level.
It's just
shit,
Tony
man.
style.
He's got vibes
This is,
of Tony.
and it's amazing, and he pulled it off perfectly. And it's just this kid is gonna get his heart shattered not only by Franny but by Jeff Probst himself when he tells him, this is not real. But Jeff, the paper. I'm sorry, this is not a real idol.
But I also feel like there's no way for him to find out that it's a fake
Yes,
idol.
there is, because when they merge...
If he gets to the merge?
Yeah.
If he gets to the merge.
What if he plays it before?
I'm sorry, Matt, but you might get voted
You
out.
just got tricked by Jeff.
No, you got tricked by Danny.
It's
I mean, kind of. Yes, Danny did it.
Danny did it.
With Jeff's handiwork.
With Jeff's... Yes, the game makers have produced this diabolical twist, and it's awesome to watch. And is it fair? I think it is fair, because it's what the players do with the pieces that they've been given.
I go the opposite way. It's not fair, but guess what? None of Survivor really
there's
is.
that too. There's that too.
It's
There's
like,
that.
who really
Yeah.
cares? And well done by Danny, because we're going to get incredible TV from this.
Yeah.
I don't know how we couldn't.
I mean, literally...
Either because he plays it and then his mind is literally blown when Probst says, "Sorry, man, that's an actual fake."
Right.
And he's like, his mind will break on live television, or maybe there's a Shipwheel Island adventure coming up, and maybe he's on it and whatever, learns information from other people,
Right.
and starts piecing it all together. The idea that there could be fakes,
Right.
because his idol, which is a fake, is actually a real idol to who? Carolyn?
Right.
It's the exact same,
Yep.
basically.
It looks the same.
I think they look identical, but one's real, one's not.
Right. But how does Jeff know the difference? Because he must know the difference.
They have
right?
different color strings on them.
Yeah, I guess it would be that.
interesting.
It would be that.
Wow.
What if Danny goes next level, somehow acquires both of them, swaps the beads? Which one then becomes the real one?
Right. I mean,
crazy.
at the end of the day, it's not the idol; it's the parchment. That's the problem here. It's the same thing with Matthew's fake idol, Matthew's fake idol that Jamie now has.
Yeah.
It's a little rinky-dink string of beads.
Yep.
But she's got the parchment, so she thinks it's real, and she found it naturally. And
He made that one, though.
I
he handcrafted
Yeah.
that fake idol.
Right.
So he had to go out of his way. He had to be sneaky. He had to come up with the
I see
idea
what you're
on his own.
This is the part where
Classic stuff.
It's
yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's still.
Well, I love that we have both. I
Yeah.
mean, both versions. So that was like foreshadowed with the whole everybody's eating earthworms on the Ratu tribe, the Orange tribe.
Great stuff.
And then we get Jamie talking about how she's bonding with Matthew. I guess he's the plant daddy and she's the plant lady.
Plant lady.
And then it was weird because then she's, again, there's a lot of worm talk, and then it leads into Matthew going, "Hey, that's a cool looking mud pit. There must be some great worms in there." She's like, "Oh, you're probably right."
She's just scrabbling
Down to the
around.
ground,
Hey,
and
is that mud?
that's where she finds the idol. Now, the way we saw it in the episode, I don't know about you guys, I was like, "Holy crap,
Yeah.
what the hell?"
Yeah.
Like, it's right there at the water well, tucked away.
Yeah.
But then, boom, flashback. Matthew, he already went out and found Brandon's idol that was put back in the game.
Yeah.
And then he did all this crafting and made those beads and stuff like that and put it there. But what do you think about Matthew planting a fake idol on what appears to be one of his allies? Now, she might think that Matthew is much more of an alliance member than he thinks to her, but that part's a little... It's like, wouldn't you want the fake on your enemies, so to speak, or someone you really want to target? But maybe he just doesn't care.
Maybe he just doesn't like her as much. He definitely doesn't seem to like her as much as she likes him. That's for sure.
Yeah. He's
know.
much more cutthroat. I think that's fair.
There's no doubt.
Yeah. What do you think about Matthew and his whole fake idol play?
I'm with you. I didn't understand why you would want your ally to have a fake idol. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
If anything, like, he could then tell people that she has one, which puts a target on her back. And then what? You're getting your ally voted out? It doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
I guess I didn't realize that they were... Are they number one to each other?
Again, I think
they have nicknames for each other.
Yeah, but he even sort of joked at the nickname.
Yeah.
Like he even whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
So it does feel like she thinks Matthew is really tight with her, and I think he thinks the opposite.
Because has he... I'm trying to remember. Has he shown alliance towards anybody else on the tribe? I mean,
he did the exact opposite when he had to make
that's right. He abstained.
Yeah.
Abstained.
So he is trying to do the opposite. I am not with anybody. Maybe that's all part of his plan here.
Yeah. I mean, at the beginning of this season, I was very much in on Matthew until he took a tumble off of a cliff. And then I was still like, okay, he's going to be able to rely on his wits. But then, Trey, you kind of convinced me last week that, no, he's maybe a bit of a dum-dum and he's not going to make it very far. Now I've swung back.
You've gone all the way back. Well,
Yeah, I'm
that's
all
the
the way
roller
back.
coaster of Survivor.
I know.
From episode
Crazy.
to episode. Look, both of these guys, Matthew and Danny, I mean, they're playing great games right now. It's very early, of course. We could get into that concern of
Playing too hard, too fast.
possibly. But
don't know.
they both look like smart players, and they're making great television right now with all of this real idols, fake idols, and all of that.
I love this stuff way more than Ship Wheel Islands and Journeys and shit like that. It's this part of it. 20 minutes of just being in the camps, looking for stuff and tricking each other. And, ooh, she thinks she has the idol, but no, she doesn't because I got the idol.
Yeah.
You
prefer this than another challenge or
this is the stuff we've been asking for.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It feels like the last two episodes have been like the first 20 minutes of the episode are like bouncing around from tribe to tribe.
Yeah.
A lot of it based around idol stuff and the birdcage. Then we go to the big old challenge, which is an immunity and a reward, and then we get the fallout from that, who's going home, and then it just goes to tribal council for a quick, what feels like 5 minutes we're there. So you're right. I agree with you. I think this is a good episode. I like these ones where it feels like half the episode is bouncing around from tribe to tribe and seeing the camp life.
Yeah.
And the talk of the idols right now.
Yeah. I thought we had our first sort of longish tribal council.
Oh, really?
There was some more talk.
There's more talk.
Jeff Probst pretended he was a gargoyle.
Yeah, that's good. That is a good point.
But yeah, I'm with you, JD. I like that. I mean, basically what they're doing is no different than Ship Wheel Island or The Journey or anything like that, but it's at camp now,
Right.
which
Yeah.
is better.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we didn't have a lot from Tika in this one, the Purple Tribe. We got them coming back. I mean, it started the episode because they come back from tribal council where Helen goes home last week.
Yeah.
Carson is pretty pumped about pulling off this Helen blindside.
Yes.
Though he realizes he needs to smooth things over with Sarah. He tries.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious whether he thinks he nailed it or not, because she then tells us he's the most dangerous player here in this tribe. She's talking about Carson. Calls him a cute little nerd. And, she's a little concerned. Though she played it well,
Yeah.
She doesn't maybe have much choice either. She sort of almost has to go back to Carson. What did you think of the way Carson handled it, though? Talking to her.
I mean, it's kind of washed over me because it was sort of the same as all the rest of coming back from tribal councils hey, what did he say? Like, I don't, it was nothing personal. I know I went behind your back. And she's like, well, your word doesn't carry that much weight, much weight anymore.
Yeah.
And he's like, I get that. And I guess he's playing it cool. He must have read a book on diplomacy at some
Definitely
point.
read something about this. Don't apologize. Make amends.
That's right. And she's, she's cautiously getting along with the rest of the tribe, as she says. The next day, they're laughing, having a good time. She says, laughing is good, or whatever she says. Laughing is healthy. It's fine.
You know what's not good? Snoring.
Snoring?
Yeah,
not
jam.
good. Ooh.
How would you deal with that? That'd be tough.
I mean,
That would suck.
Yeah.
it's a
would
big
really
beach,
suck.
though, no? Like, send them down the beach, or you go down the beach.
Send him down the beach.
Lord,
Put him
get
on the
outta
boat
here.
and send him out into the water.
I mean,
You can still hear him, man. It's probably eerily quiet out there.
Yeah, you're probably right. But, I don't know. It was a good laugh. They seemed to be good-natured about it. I would never vote you out for snoring, says Carolyn. But, has anyone ever been voted out for snoring? Or?
They said so.
Really?
They said it like it was a thing. People have been voted out for snoring. And I 100% would be on board if somebody's like, yeah, this guy snores, keeps us all up at night.
Get him out of here.
Get him out of here. Early on? Come on, you're freaking out. You just need some sort of a reason?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I would 100% be in. Isn't it that Shang Wang special where he's talking about snoring and how bad it is because you have no idea that you're being a jerk to everybody when you're asleep?
Yeah.
And then you wake up refreshed.
Yeah, you're right.
Like Jam Jam's probably waking up like, we built the sickest shelter. I sleep so good in that. Everybody else is furious at him, which is why I'm not surprised to see Carson and Sarah trying to mend their differences because there's only 4 people on that tribe. Jam Jam and Carolyn, they're locked in together.
Totally.
So Carson knows I'm going to be on the bottom of that 3. I got to get somebody else as my pair here. And so I kind of think that Sarah and Carson kind of both need each other right now, so they'll might be able to smooth things over.
Yeah. Right. And I guess no one within that tribe knows, in theory, outside of the person that has it, Carolyn, who has the idol.
Right.
They know the bag is open.
They know it's open.
They know somebody's been in there. But Carolyn has not told Jam Jam even, or Carson, or anybody, as long as we've seen. So there's that part of like, if they have to go to tribal council again here soon, it is like, well, who's got this damn thing? So we got to be concerned about that. Are they going to think it's Carson? Are they going to think it's Sarah? I don't know. So maybe that's...
or maybe they thought it was Helen who walked out with it.
Yeah, hadn't thought about
Crossed
that.
arms.
So that was sort of it from them.
Crossed arms.
Not a lot else. What else you got, though, from this particular episode?
I enjoyed the mangling of the sword.
Yeah, Probst seemed a little upset, to be honest, with Kane playing
Kane
around
is
with
playing
it.
around with the sword. He's a big dungeon D&D guy.
Yep.
Great. Shout out to D&D. But you know what? You handle your sword too much, it's going to alter. You're going to alter the size and shape of it sometimes.
Right.
So you give it back.
Bent it, I think, a little bit because Probst couldn't put it.
He
through
couldn't
the
get it
shield.
back into the sheath or the shield. And then the whole when he's like, "Oh, knight me, Jeff, knight me." I'm like, "Oh, cringe."
I told you that was coming.
And then,
didn't I?
you
I
did.
called that
you
one.
totally did.
I said, "You watch every time now."
So what happened? I've only watched it once, but what happened is Kane kneels down. He hands him the sword and says, "Knight me, Jeff, knight me." And then Jeff is like, "Okay," and he takes the sword and he taps his shoulder, right? But Kane, being the super nerd that he is waiting for the other shoulder to be tapped, right? So he doesn't get up, and so Jeff is like, I don't know, what are we done with this or what? Like Jeff doesn't know. He's
no idea.
The Canadian guy is like he knows about knighting, people getting knighted, but Jeff, who's American, is just like I don't know how this works. So, anyways, that was very cringe. I think that's what happened. Again, I watched it once, so I was like, oh god, just get up, Kane. This is like already too much. It's too much.
All I could keep thinking of was big old Jonathan from whatever season that was, who always called him Mr. Jeff.
Mr. Jeff, yeah.
But all I kept thinking was Sir Jeff.
Sir Jeff.
Sir Jeff. Incredible. We'll
Sir
get
Jeff
to more
of Probst.
Kane a little bit later when we get to Tree Mill and break down his rendition of O Canada. But anything else, TK, from your notes?
Yeah, I like this episode for Jamie, the plant lady.
Yeah.
The most nature bound of the Survivor contestants, I believe, crushed a worm right away.
Yeah.
Yep.
And who was it that said, if you eat one, I'll eat one? Lauren,
Was
I think,
Lauren,
might have said that.
It was Lauren, and I think Kane did too.
Then Kane did too. And Jamie ate another one.
Yeah.
She's like,
She's
I'll eat
taking from her.
the pregame one, and then I'll just get it on the entree as well,
Yeah.
which I thought was awesome. Her stock rose with me last night, and then I guess my other takeaway from this is it kind of got pitched at Tribal Council as Heidi having to make the choice of whether she was going to stick with Matt and Franny and save Claire, or if she was going to flip. She gave the live. She's like, oh, yeah, I think we're together. And it was like, uh-oh, you know you're in trouble then. I think she made the right choice, because if she goes with Matt and Franny, you know those two are locked in together.
Yeah.
Totally.
So you know you're at the bottom of that 3. Maybe you're on equal footing with Claire, but here you're guaranteeing yourself you're ahead of Matt and Franny.
Yeah,
so
right.
smart move by her, I thought.
Yep, for sure. I mean, the only thing I would say is I don't understand why people waffle when they say right before Tribal Council, like, hey, I can count on your vote, right? Yes, of course you can. Like, yeah. To everybody. Like, wouldn't you just say that to everybody? Like, if they're getting voted out anyways, like...
Yeah, as soon as they don't say yes, that means... that means no.
Right. Because she could have... I mean, let's say that she played her... Claire played her shot in the dark, and then she was safe. And then you got 4 unanimous votes for Claire. Then they have to vote, and everybody is vulnerable.
Yeah, I believe
so. You want her to not play that shot in the dark. So you want her to feel safe.
Yeah.
So you say, yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. So you don't think they did that great a job of convincing Claire? I mean, like I said, she saw through it and was like, took a read of the room and like, well, I might as well play my shot.
Well, if Heidi's going, I don't know, and Claire's literally crying, saying, your life is in my hand, and she's like, let me think about it. Let me weigh my options. It's just there's no reason to do that. I mean, I guess maybe she's being honest, I suppose, which is nice, and she doesn't want to say something that's going to, bite her in the ass if somehow Claire makes it through. Sure. I get that, but also just lie to her and worry about it later, like Carson read in a book one time.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. This guy reads a lot of books. The only other note I have before we take a break, and then we'll get to Tree Mail, I did laugh out loud at them geeking out over the tribal council voting booth.
Right.
This is a big hit.
Yeah.
Whoever came up with the production design with the chessboard and all of the Dungeons and Dragons and gargoyles and they got the right cast.
Yeah.
They got a lot of geeks that are like, this is sick.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
Franny's mind was blown.
You just hit it though. They're geeks.
There's a lot.
They're just totally Dungeons and Dragons chess playing geeks.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's awesome.
But it looks cool. But again, we saw more of it. And I know it was their first time there, so they wanted those reactions. But like, what's going on with this chessboard? There's something.
Nothing.
There's got to be
nothing happening with the chessboard.
How has nobody picked up a piece yet?
Somebody did.
Did they?
Somebody picked one up right. I think it might have been Franny. She picked it up right away.
Did she?
Somebody picked up something, and I was like, "Don't." Do
Is this it?
Do you remember where it went at least? Because there might be a play in here. But the one thing I was thinking was, how do you know whose turn it is? You know what I mean? Like this theory that a move is to be made. You don't know whose turn it is.
I'm not okay. Well, I don't think it's gone that. I don't think it's that far where it's like you have to put a particular chess move on the board and that activates something.
Yeah.
I think it's more like something up there might be an idol. Like,
right. Okay.
There's so many objects up there. Could one of them be?
Yeah.
I don't know, something like an advantage or something. I think just more of that.
Well, we did see a shot of that bag, and I'm still not.
Well, okay.
Not 100% convinced that that's the
shot in the dark scroll
bag.
and all that. I don't know.
It probably is. It probably is. But it's also not some Goonies thing where all we have to do is move Queen to Rook 4 or whatever. Is that a thing? Probably not.
Do you think they should have made the shot in the dark die a 20-sided Dungeons and Dragons sort of die just for this season?
1 in 20 odds.
That's even worse.
It feels like 1 in 20 odds, and they do it.
Well, they have a 4-sided die, like it's like a pyramid.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So why not that?
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Wait, 4 side? Yeah, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 bottom.
Oh.
And it's the worst one to step on because it's literally a pyramid. It's
right.
Yeah.
But they do have a 20-sided.
Well, yeah, 100%.
That's the main thing. I do not know a lot, but that's the one thing I know. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we will talk about Kane singing "O Canada" and get to a lot of your questions. Don't go anywhere.
I never get all dressed up anymore. Just never happens. So it can be a little intimidating when I think about it when I get into the closet. That's why I just leave it all up to Indochino. I'm too old to have friends who are getting married. Although, shout out to Justisha Pack in Toronto.
Yeah.
Long-time Basketball Jones friend of the family. When I need to get dressed up, Indochino has my stats. I uploaded them years ago, so I can just click, select some customizations, pick my look, and I am good to go. I do have a preschool graduation coming up, so with suits starting at just $4.99, why not customize it? Let's do this. What do you guys think I should get? I'm thinking on my shirt, a little bib, sort of at the collar, because I'm probably going to be crying. I might dab with the bib, dab my tears. And with fitted shirts at just $89, why not? Why not have a bib that I'm going to wear once?
Why not have a bib?
Indochino can pull it off. Everything tailored like it's Jonathan Thomas. Boo. Yeah, why not? Anyways, from my house, everything tailored. There's a home improvement joke in there. But anyways, I can just click, boom, boom, boom. Doesn't get any better than that. Not going anywhere. When planning your wedding, get a suit as unique as you with Indochino. Go to Indochino.com and use code NODUNKS to get 10% off any purchase of $3.99 or more. That's INDOCHINO.com. Promo code NODUNKS.
This is a public service announcement for hard seltzer lovers. Neutral vodka seltzer has arrived. Made with simple ingredients like vodka, seltzer, and real juice. Neutral tastes good, like real good, like really, really good. So good that you'll never want to drink another artificial tasting seltzer again. And Neutral, it comes in 12 flavors. 3 different packs. These are like March Madness regions with these packs. We got the fruit pack. Pineapple, watermelon, raspberry, mango. We got the lemonade pack, classic lemonade, peach lemonade, blackberry, and strawberry lemonade. And then we got the cranberry pack for all the cran hunters out there. Classic cran, grapefruit, apple, orange cranberry. I was thinking, if we were to build a No Dunks neutral pack, and you had to select one of the flavors to represent you in that pack, where would you go?
I'd go grapefruit.
Okay, Tass is grapefruit. I like it.
It's sweet, but also bitter at the same time.
Okay, what about you, TK?
I'd like to be lime, please.
Lime? I don't think that was an option.
I thought that was in the fruit pack.
No, classic peach, blackberry, and strawberry lemonade. Oh, wait, sorry, pineapple, watermelon, raspberry, and mango.
Mango is what I meant.
Okay, mango. We can talk to Neutral about making a lime. I mean, that could be
Yeah,
No
surprising.
Dunks custom flavor.
Yeah, it's possible. What about you, JD? What do you want?
Coming down for orange cran.
Orange cran!
Yeah.
All right.
This guy from left field with an orange cran ball.
You know what? We got Trey as mango from the fruit pack. We got 2 cran packs here. We got grapefruit from Tass, orange cran from JD. So I got to go to the lemonade pack, I guess. Just give me a classic lemonade.
Oh, I had that on the
Let's
weekend.
not overthink it. You did.
Oh,
Tasty.
tasty.
There you go. So,
And I had an orange cran. Also tasty. That's why I picked it.
do you think we can get Neutral to make a No Dunks pack? Comes with a mango, a classic lemonade, a grapefruit cran, and an orange cran. That's a wild pack.
That's a wild
But
pack.
we're wild here at No Dunks. Neutral, light and refreshing taste. It shows you what a vodka seltzer can be. So try Neutral vodka seltzer in a variety of real fruit flavors today. All right, back in the Classic Factory, got a quick correction here from the live tribe. Dova. Nerd talk here. The 4-sided die is not a pyramid, but a tetrahedron. I have no idea if I'm saying that correctly. A pyramid
Yeah.
has 5 sides.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You got me.
You got him, Dova.
Foiled again.
Good correction. Okay, let's get to Tree Mail.
Yeah, these are actually emails.
Well, they're actually tweets, a lot of them, and we appreciate them. Tweet them in at NoDunksInc, INC on the end. You can leave them in the YouTube comments. You can email them in if you'd like as well. NoDunks@theathletic.com. Just put no buffs or Survivor in the subject line. Okay, we got some good ones here. First one. Morris Blue wants to know, did you or JD stand up for Kane's rendition of O Canada? And then I got a lot of people, especially through my Instagram DM, saying, did this guy just butcher O Canada? Did he screw up the lyrics? What's going on here? So we've already had a good 20-minute debate here in the Classic Factory before we went live, in between No Dunks and No Buffs, talking about this. Mm-hmm. And you have a theory that he didn't, accidentally, I guess, screw up the lyrics. And and why don't you explain what you think happened with Kane and the O Canada controversy?
Wow. Okay, first of all, did not stand. Did you?
I did not stand.
Yeah, we don't stand for that.
I got excited.
Like that. Yeah, hey, it's pretty cool.
Even Kane didn't stand.
No, exactly.
He fell backwards.
Nobody stood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And fair enough. I mean, he's the only one, the only Canadian, so why would anyone else stand? But anyway, he wasn't standing, so I wonder how it came up. Like, hey, man, are you from Canada? I mean, why would you reveal you're from Canada? Like, that's a target on your back right away. There's 2 Canadian winners in the last 3 seasons.
Which
right?
they know about.
They know about
41 and 42, you're right.
Yeah. Anyways, as far as his butchering, I mean, I think he purposely changed our home and native land to home and
on sacred land.
Home on sacred land, or that one. Yes. In the same way that the woman at All Star,
Julie Black, she tweaked it differently, but yes,
home on native land. I like that one better.
So
to
do
be
I.
honest.
So do I.
It's a little more of a little. It hits better. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So I think that was on purpose.
Okay.
Him being completely out of tune, not on purpose. But
not on accident either, though.
Well, hey man, his heart was in it.
Yeah,
that was nice.
His heart was in it.
He was giving it his all.
My theory is that he sang the entire anthem, but they edited it for time.
Yes. Which made it then seem like it even worse.
Like
that he almost didn't know it.
Yeah,
I think that's what
but
happened.
But the guy's from Moose Jaw. He knows.
He knows.
He knows.
It definitely does. Okay.
But I have to say that it was kind of cringe for me. Just, I don't know.
It's a beautiful anthem, though. He was sharing it with
the
the world.
It is, but I don't. As a Canadian, like national pride, I'm like varied. I have a lot of national pride, but I also find it very cringy when Canadians are very.
Yeah, you're very.
Because
you're very
that's
Canadian
the most
about
Canadian
it.
thing you could be, right? It's just like. We're very proud of being Canadian, but let's just tone it down a little bit. Let's not make a spectacle of ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this scene, it brought Nora out of the other room. She's
really?
going,
Yeah.
Are they singing "Oh Canada"?
Same.
Yeah.
Same here. Yeah.
So it's like, a Canadian hears the anthem.
Yeah.
They perk up, man.
Yep.
They gotta see who's singing that. What's going on?
But only in America. On American soil.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
Or if you're not in Canada and you hear the anthem, you're like, what's going on? Are you watching a hockey game in there? Like, what is happening?
I will say it was, I guess, almost like it was shocking in a weird way because, correct me if I'm wrong, Marianne, Erica, Omar, we didn't get like almost any like
fanfare.
Canadian talk from them, right?
They never once revealed to us, the audience, that any of them were from Canada.
Yeah.
We just knew it because we read their bios. And we knew that Omer and Marianne were within one GO train stop of each other.
Right.
We called them the GO Train Alliance. That never caught on for some reason.
Right.
But we also don't know that they had an alliance per se. But anyways.
My point is, I think a bunch of Canadians that are Survivor fans in watching these previous seasons, especially after 2 went on to win the damn thing, come on, let's go Survivor.
Yeah.
Let's get some, Canadiana in here.
Yeah.
And so that's why they gave us this weird rendition from Kane.
Yeah.
That's my working theory.
I guess. I mean, for all we know, all 3 previous people, well, there's actually been 4 previous Canadians, right? The first time.
Tom the hockey guy.
Tom the hockey guy.
Old man, yeah. Yep.
That guy sang the anthem. He sang. Every morning, he probably woke up,
Possible.
saluted as the sun rose. I'm almost sure of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Kane's winning the season.
That was my pick as well.
They're telling us why. He's the Dungeons and Dragons master.
Yes.
Basically, we're playing a giant game of Dungeons and Dragons
Yep.
with this motif, with these dies,
Yeah.
with the swords and the shields and the gargoyles. And now he's Canadian. He's revealing, I'm Canadian. All we do is win this game when we're out here.
Yep.
All right, put me down for Kane.
Yep. And all these advantages and stuff, they're basically spells. They're basically magic spells that you're given by the dungeon master himself, Jeff Probst.
All right. Do you have anything to add to the Kane singing "Oh Canada" Trey? Did you stand up? I doubt it.
No.
Why would you?
No.
Well, you lived in Canada for a
Oh,
couple
yeah,
of
you are
years.
basically
Yeah.
Canadian.
So I've heard
honorary.
it. I've heard the song.
Yeah.
I'm familiar.
Yeah.
I don't think he's winning though.
No.
Nah. I'm out. I'm out on Kane as a winner, but
Okay.
he's funny.
He's funny.
He had a good episode of being
Yeah.
funny.
Sagasaurus Flex. Shout out to Mississauga in Canada. I thought Carson said he used his 3D printer to print out all the past Survivor puzzles. Seemed to me that he was struggling with this one. Do we think nerves got the best of him, or is this puzzle just that hard? Great point here from Mr. Flex. We had Matt and Franny on the puzzle for the Green Tribe Soka.
Yeah.
Kane and Matthew completing it first for Ratu, and then it was copycat time there with the Green Tribe and with Carson and Jam Jam.
Yeah.
And Carson, did Carson not make this one? Does he not have a color 3D printer?
Yeah, probably.
Every printing was in white and black.
Yeah.
That they've showed.
You're right.
That was the issue.
Right.
Should have sprung for the $850 3D printer, I guess.
Yeah.
Or maybe just go buy some blocks and paint them.
Yeah.
But you don't need a 3D printer for that one.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Or they could have just like started stacking their blocks. They were just leaving them on the ground, not like they were trying to figure it out before doing it. They could have just
Overthinking.
started doing it and then having to move things
Yeah.
and figure out the strategery of it.
I agree.
They just sat it down there like, okay, we can't put anything up until we have all 4 memorized.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
I thought them running over too to look at the one that had been completed. Like I was like, how is that actually going to help you at all?
Right. Yeah.
Maybe there
You
was
know
a
what
little
it's
bit
about.
more of a
Yeah.
pattern that they're seeing. Like, well, this block obviously has the 2 on the,
Yeah.
must have been because it seemed to work. But I was like, what?
Desperation.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the only explanation. And, it's also a look, I can't figure this out. I'm going to run over there, pretend to look at this for a minute, and then run back and go, I don't know. But yeah, it's not, it looked hard. It's a hard puzzle.
Yeah.
Also, there was a turntable that Survivor
For spinning
provided.
it, yep.
Yeah.
But they didn't really utilize it that much, I thought.
Only on one of them where it looked like Probst is doing the where he's trying
Yeah.
to see if they got them all the
Yeah.
colors. Where
Checking
it
the
was
Dan
like, it
Flash's
was spinning.
complicated
It
patterns.
was spinning by
Right.
itself. That one.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did look cool.
Yeah. But I'm also wondering, like, you go over, you spy on the completed puzzle. What do you come back and say?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Red bottom,
That's what.
red on the right, green on the left.
That's my point. It's
Doesn't
like
make
how
any
could that
sense.
help them out? Yeah.
Right.
You just got to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Unfortunate.
They got it.
though.
They beat Matt and Franny. Who were somehow got off, I guess, pretty easily, despite
Yeah.
messing up. Maybe it was very difficult. Maybe it took a long time. We never know with these things, right? Okay, Dougie G.
Dougie again.
Yep. Is Survivor getting too cute with the in-game flashbacks? Why not show Matthew finding the idol earlier and then planting the fake for someone to find instead of showing it by way of the flashback there? Like we said, Jamie finds it down by the earthworms, right by the water well, and then we think, holy crap, she just found this. Amazing. And then, nope, flashback. Matthew did it all.
Right.
He'd already found it, and he did the fake one and all that. What do you think?
Too cute? No. I would say they're getting better at it. They're getting good at it. And it helps, actually, that Matthew pulled off an amazing acting job when she finds it, right? Like,
Yeah, he did.
I was
He had a pretty good reaction.
completely convinced.
He's like, "Wow."
Covers his eyes and it's like, oh, let me lift up my dislocated shoulder to give you a high five. Like it was, and I believed it. I was thinking, wow, they're getting really lazy with hiding these damn things. But then it just flashed back, and I thought it was perfect. And this kind of thing, like telling this kind of story with these many layers as an editor, is difficult. And there are a lot of choices need to be made. But I thought in this case, they'd made the right choice because I was entertained and I was surprised and shocked, and it was just fun. It was fun to watch for me.
Yeah, I wasn't crazy about it. I was kind of just left thinking why. Like, why did they do a flashback?
Right.
And the only thing I can figure is he must have, obviously, Brandon played his idol the very first tribal council, week 1, so he must have found it right after then, and it just didn't fit in story-wise when everybody was figuring out the bird cages. Last week, they probably thought that would have been a little bit too much. Idols throwing yet another one into the mix. Let's let those breathe on their own. But I think it would have played just the same if we saw Matthew finding it. We're all excited, like, ooh, cool. But maybe they had too much of a story to tell.
Right.
It seemed like an unnecessary flashback to me, but it worked okay.
I
for
think
sure.
there's another reason why they did the flashback for Matthew. I don't think they wanted back-to-back Danny, us seeing him do the whole
Yes.
fake
The switcheroo.
idol, the switcheroo.
Right.
We know about it. We're like, oh no, man, Matt's going to find the key. He's going to think he has the idol. We just saw all that. And then I was like, they probably just didn't want to do that all again.
back to back.
And you make a great point, like, when did he find it and all that,
Yeah.
where it fits in. But I think they were like, oh, that'll just be the exact same thing. Now we got Matthew doing it. Now he made it, so it's a little different. I get all that. But the same, like, I'm going to point somebody in the direction of this fake idol out there. So I think that's why they maybe were like, we'll just do a little flashback. It was quick and easy, and I didn't mind it for this one. We've talked before about the flashbacks. Do we love them? is it sometimes you're like, as a fan or someone viewing it, you're like, what? That was an important piece that I
Right.
should have known. But in this case, I thought it worked well. So
Yeah.
I'll disagree, I guess, with Doug on this.
The most annoying editing choice for this episode, or last episode really, was not knowing how the idol parchments were divvied. We had assumed that, I mentioned it before, but the fake idol and then the real idol, we didn't realize that they had separate parchments. So.
Right.
Great music in this episode. The Old Canada, the score coming in with Kane. They did a great job trying to keep him in key and in time. But a new cue. I haven't heard this one yet. It was sort of like a Mission Impossible-y type cue for when Danny is taking the idol back to the cage.
When he's like
and when he's somersaulting through.
Yeah.
It was almost techno. We haven't heard that yet. Still Survivor, but they've added another. They dusted off last season. They dusted off the metal guitar for Gabler. Now we have a spy type motif for this Dungeons and Dragons themed Survivor. It's all over the place, this thing, but we love it.
Zachary, always sending in great questions. He had like 3 that we could have picked from, but I went with this one. He wants to know, do we have more people who appear set up for an embarrassing fall than normal? Matthew and Danny playing very hard early. Mm-hmm. Carson, super confident in his intelligence and control of Jam Jam and Carolyn. And then Matt and Julie with these fake idols. That's 5 people that he's making a decent case for. Either fake idols because they think they're running things, and Carson, these guys playing very, very hard at the beginning. What do you think of Zachary's point here? You agree?
I think he's right that all these people do seem set up for some sort of an embarrassing fall. One of Matthew or Danny will surely flame out. My personal guess is Matthew. I think Danny's actually playing really smart and playing kind of exactly how Survivor is anticipating. And also, like, I understand Matthew's point when he played his shot in the dark and not wanting to declare basically where he was voting with, but also he didn't declare where he was voting with, which now makes it even more up in the air for him and for his tribe, which I think is a bold move. But I also think we have a lot of pre-merge contestants who look like they're on top of the world and then fall off once they get to the merge. I just think we kind of forget about them. Like, we had JD and Beef Walton on the same team.
Yeah, that's right.
Those guys were both had embarrassing falls from Grace when it happened. We had Shan dominating the game. People saying it's one of the greatest games ever played. She didn't even make it to Final Tribal Council.
Yeah.
So it happens all the time. You never want to be in the lead early.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
And I meant Jamie, by the way, there. I think I said Julia or Julie. It's Jamie.
She's sort of Julie-like.
She reminds me of a Julie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's Jamie.
Yeah. Also, seems like a Jamie.
Sure.
Plant lady. Let's just call her Plant Lady.
She's having the time of her life out there.
I think that's why her and Matthew seem to get along, because they're just
enjoying
out there for camping.
Yeah.
Just camping and having a good time.
Final one, at Survivor Now Pod, a podcast I went on last night. Had a blast.
Nice.
Jam Jam did his own commentary during the challenge. Should Jam Jam take over for Jeff when he retires?
It's on the short list, I'd say.
Yeah?
That'd be incredible.
That would be good.
But yeah, convince me not, convince me.
Who else
could it be? I mean,
You're
assuming that it's a different, a former contestant.
Right.
Which I don't know if is such a great idea.
No. Probably.
Probst has never played the game and never will play the game.
Right.
Is Ken Jennings? He's the host for Jeopardy, right?
Yes, he is.
After much consternation.
Well,
they went back to
he shares
one of the greats.
with
Maya and Bailey.
Yeah,
They share it still. Yeah.
I think they share it. Well, she's
maybe
doing
so.
that. She covers the Celebrity Jeopardy.
Oh, okay.
So that's the big time.
Well, Probst knows
Yeah,
about
I was going to say, didn't
Rock and Roll Jeopardy.
Rock and Roll Jeopardy. That's right.
Yeah.
I did think it was hilarious. What does Jam Jam say? Jam Jam carrying a block all by himself. Funny line. But it's hard to imagine a Survivor hosted by somebody that's not Jeff. I mean,
Right.
obviously they happen all around the world
Yeah.
for the other ones, but I can't imagine American Survivor with anybody else.
Yeah.
I guess Rob Sesternino would be the guy, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Boston Rob?
No, see, I don't want.
Sesternino's a better host to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
than
Yeah,
Austin Rob would
totally.
be.
I'm not saying that Sesternino would do a bad job. I think it would be great. I just think it would be weird to have somebody who has played the game
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. It'll be weird anybody doing it. It can't be anybody.
Put me
In
down.
fact, hold on. Artificial intelligence,
It's going to be a hologram,
Take
Jeff.
everything Jeff's ever said, put it into the Chat GPT or whatever
Yep.
the heck it's called, and
Yep.
Ahmad Rashad it.
pump out a
Throw
pump
a
out
Jeff
a
Probst
pump
skin
out
on
a
it.
fake AI Jeff Probst forever.
They added the gargoyle thing.
Oh
Is
yes.
now part of it.
Yeah.
So I
That's
see
always
that
Survivor.
pop
You
up.
walk in here, that gargoyle, that's Survivor. What? First time I ever had a gargoyle.
For 50, they should have a mashup of every single motif that they've ever done.
Whoa.
Like everything. Survivor Africa, Survivor China, Tocantins.
Yeah. Just
Everywhere, every blood versus water. Everything is in 50.
No collar.
so it's called
No
like
collar.
yeah. So it's called like Survivor 50. No collar versus blood versus brawn versus
Millennials.
favorites versus millennials. We just have
Yeah.
20
50
20
contestants.
tribes of one. One millennial.
That's right. One blood,
One guy.
one water.
Yeah. Okay, we'll figure that out.
Yeah,
One Bruce, of course.
yeah. Now put me down for Maya Bialik.
For the host
Yeah.
of Survivor.
I should kill it. She would kill it. I'm telling you.
Let's take our final break. And when we come back, we will look at our No Buffs Fantasy Survivor pool, where everybody stands, maybe some picks moving forward.
Do we not have a? We don't have an ad. Yeah, let's just go right through.
Okay, let's go right through.
Let's just go right
Screw
through it.
it.
We were gonna anyways.
I thought we had
Yeah.
multiple ads.
Oh, we do.
What, is this not
I
sponsored
guess
by
we-
Coke this episode? Let me take a sip of this refreshing, tasty Coca-Cola.
Brought to you by the Toronto Raptors too. Look at this. We're both wearing Raptors gear.
Okay, right into the
Let's
No
get
Buffs
into it.
Fantasy Survivor pool. Last week, I mentioned that in our Make Your Picks No Buffs Fantasy Survivor pool, that we use gems now instead of tokens. Not true. Well, sort of true.
Yeah.
Fire tokens are still used to get advantages, okay? That is still similar. Swaps are the only advantage that cost gems because they are the most powerful advantage, all right?
You're right.
So follow me here. Last year, the team at Make Your Picks, they noticed that everyone basically hoarded all of their tokens for like the first 6 weeks
Guilty as charged.
in order to buy a swap because that is pretty powerful.
Yep.
So they wanted to make the game more interactive from the beginning. So now swaps, those cost gems, like I said, freeing up your tokens for all the fun things like double your points, extra votes, things of that nature. So there's lots of things you can still do with those tokens. You still get them sometimes through silly things like somebody on your team crying, for example. So you want that. But everyone has, when we started this thing, the ability to do one free swap. I've already used my swap.
Me too.
Carol, get out of here. You ain't going to play? Get out of my tribe.
Carol.
I mean,
Claire.
holy crap. I'm having a day. Julie, Julia, Claire, Carol.
We've said more about Carol this episode than she said in 3 episodes.
You're
so
right.
Don't worry about it.
You're right.
We mean Claire.
Did we? Is that her name?
Well, there is a
Yeah,
Carolyn,
Carolyn.
but never heard her called Carol. Anyway, so if you have a contestant on your team who has already been voted out, you can play that free swap like I did, and you can
Well, it's
get a
not
new
free.
contestant. It is free, JD. You get one free swap.
It cost me 10.
Cost you 10 gems. But
I believe
think
you're
you
given those.
You're given some gems early.
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
given
yeah.
50 gems.
You got a free swap, baby.
Chris, because I had 27 points and now I have 17 points. So is that my gems?
No,
So it's free.
it's free.
Okay.
But if you want to do like a second swap with your team, then you got to get more gems, and you can do that by completing challenges,
okay,
right?
okay,
You can
gotcha.
do that by like filling out a quick survey. You can do that by like giving the app like 5-star rating and reviewing the app store and stuff like that.
Done
Things of
and
that
done.
nature. So this is what's going on. I just wanted to make it clear. I steered you wrong last week. We got gems,
We got tokens.
and those are for swaps, and then we got tokens. That's for like you're doubling up your points and stuff like that.
The
Lots of
fun
things you can do.
stuff.
The fun
Extra
stuff.
votes.
Yeah.
And what else can you get? Double vote points.
Yeah, that's new. That's new. So use them. What I'm getting at here is the people atop the leaderboard, they're using this stuff.
Yeah.
You don't need to like sit on it until week 10, you know? I mean, you can if you want. Go nuts, but I think you're encouraged to use them. You're going to help your points.
Yeah, it's the only way you can win this game is play the advantages.
Right.
I think.
Right. I was going to go into the whole thing, like if you use your swap, you do incur like a points penalty, which I like, because it's like you can use this, but you're going to then get minus points overall, and that like increases the more swaps you do.
Right.
But then again, like I just lost Claire. I'd be silly not to swap her out because we have the whole season left. So I took a bit of a ding. I took a bit of a deficit, right? Because she didn't give me many points.
Yeah.
Like Trey said, you didn't do much of anything. But that's okay because I'm going to hopefully get it back with Kane on my team.
I've got Kane too.
I put him on the squad. So anyway, that's where we're at. How you looking, TK? You said you're.
I lost Claire as well.
Okay.
Yesterday, but
We all had Claire.
We
Isn't
all
that
had
interesting?
Claire.
yeah, Skeets picked her as his winner, so I thought she was gonna do good.
son
I
of
know, man.
us.
I really think there's a good Survivor player in there. I just wish she would play Survivor, the actual challenge part. I think she's really good at all the other stuff, but turns out that is a bit of a key component of this,
Yeah.
which I don't think we'll see ever again.
Claire's gone.
I think Claire has made a perfect example
She gone.
of, yeah, you gotta just compete in one of them.
You gotta do something.
Yeah.
You gotta give us something on TV.
Because that's why I saw some people saying, does production need to step in and go, hey, we got to go back to the old rules, sort of like you can't sit out 2 challenges in a row. Mm-hmm. They don't need to do that.
No, I don't think so.
Just see this episode and see what happened, and like
Totally.
It's the Claire non-rule. It's the unspoken Claire rule.
that's right.
You don't want to get Claired.
Yeah, exactly. If you sit out 2 in a row, you're gonna get called a Claire already.
That's whatever.
Especially 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're sitting out again? Whatever you say, Claire. All right, I'm in.
Whatever you say, Claire. Jeff says that. That'll be the most savage bird in Jeff's career.
I mean, in her defense, I keep looking at it like she's like, well, every time I sit, we keep winning, which means we're not going to tribal council. Like, maybe she's just a very superstitious type of person.
Yeah,
like,
that could be.
Hey, it's working.
Right.
I mean, all right, I'll just sit out again. You guys are cool with it? Yeah, all right, cool. But
It doesn't that
then once they lost, it was like, Claire, it's all your fault.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It sucks.
I didn't do anything. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an interesting point about just competing in the challenges alone. It does bond you with the people out there. Like, you just sort of went through hell.
Yeah.
Like, these are not easy challenges.
No.
Like, you're pushing giant things, you're getting muddy, you're digging and blah, blah, blah. You're doing puzzles. You know, there's that camaraderie part of, like, I'm on the team, and we gave it our go, and even if we lost, like, oh, we were all in it. And then you come back and, like...
There's a great shot of Claire
is
and
just, like,
it just
perfectly
completely unscathed.
Yeah.
Just, filing her nails or whatever. Like, can't wait for the next challenge when I can just take a break and sit in the sun.
Well, Nora made a good point last night. She's like, you know, I was talking about, like, yeah, she didn't compete, so she got, like, voted out. And Nora's like, well, yeah, but, like, she did tell them. Didn't she say she was, like, Captain Lazy at one point?
Yeah, she did say she was the chief laziness czar.
So she's like, she stayed true to that. She's like, I don't want to waste my energy doing anything. Anyway, any final thoughts, guys, on the Make Your Picks?
Oh, yeah.
How you're doing? Yeah, you were about to say something.
where are you?
I don't know. I'm not good. I'm not doing good or anything like that. I'm ranked number 905.
Oh, wow. We got like 1,500 people in this, so you're
Yeah,
you're down there.
I've got
So am I.
unfortunately boring people, I think.
What's your team?
Heidi, Sarah, Lauren, and Carson right now. So they're not doing anything exciting. If you got Matthew on your team, you're probably winning. He's got 54 points on his own.
Wow.
He's doing a lot out there.
4 he has? Holy
Yeah, I've got 54 points total.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the problem is
Who's going home next
I didn't start my team until 10 minutes before this episode.
Yeah, you're going to be...
I'm ranked so low that my rank is running into my score. So it looks like
looks like
I'm...
we have 140,000 people in this thing.
I'm 144,517th. No, I'm basically at the bottom.
Yeah.
1445 is my rank. But
You got to start playing these fire tokens.
I'm spending the tokens like
Nobody's
I'm going
business.
home next week, basically.
Well, who is going home next week? Let's talk it out. Let's do the impossible. Try and figure out that 30-second edit.
Very, very dramatic, I thought. A little more dramatic than normal. Like,
Yeah.
we've got a game changer coming.
Do you think do you think there's a tribe swap?
Is that what the kids are saying?
I don't have any children, So I don't know. I can't speak to that. I don't know what your kids are saying.
And my kids are not saying anything, but I'm talking about Rob and the Tysons out there. Are they speculating?
No. Somebody wrote us and said, is a tribe swap coming? Okay, there's been a lot of talk about, over this new generation of Survivor, the new era, a lot of women are being the first one to go from their tribe. It's something like 10 out of 12 over the last couple of seasons has been a woman that has gone first.
Okay.
And this idea of like, do we need to get rid of the smaller tribes? Or do we need to go back to like swapping things up, which is what they used to do a lot more and haven't for the last little while. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that.
Yeah, I was hearing the same discussion. I think it's definitely true that with tribes of 6, and even some of these tribes, like Bruce went home so early that they basically became a tribe of 5. You look at the challenges they're doing where they had like gigantic boxes they have to move around. So you understand the pitch from the tribes that are saying, we got to keep our tribe strong. We got to be focusing on tribe strength here. That's why we want to keep all the huge dudes. It puts smaller women at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. So if they were to introduce in episode 4 a tribe swap, maybe that kind of negates that a little bit going forward in the game for further seasons on down the line.
Yeah. I guess another option would be to, hey, change these challenges.
Yeah, make them not so
Don't make
physically
them so
demanding.
physically demanding, yeah.
I mean, I think that's the answer here, right? I mean, you're easily a target. I mean, Helen got sent home because she crossed her arms, right? Mm-hmm. Maddie, you could argue she played too hard or whatever. And Claire didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like that's to your point. Danny is saying we need a strong team, and this woman doesn't do anything. I mean, yeah, I think the initial challenges are just too demanding physically. I mean, it sounds sexist to say that, but when you're out there and you're faced with doing it and you're looking at, okay, who's the weakest person on our team? Well, it's the woman who just sat out, or, you know what I mean? Like, you're just looking at literally the size and pounds of your teammates going, well, we got to win the next one, and we don't know what it's going to be, but we know it's early in the game of Survivor, so we're probably going to have to lift like hundreds of pounds of stuff.
Even if everything ends in a puzzle still to try and be the great equalizer, you're right. There's a lot of gigantic objects to push around.
Yes.
Or at least there has been over the last couple seasons for a lot of these early challenges. Yeah.
So, unfortunately, it puts women at a disadvantage, which is, I think, why we're seeing women get voted out early.
So, potentially change challenges, potentially go to bigger tribes and get away from the 6s, though we seem to be fans of them. You can't hide easily.
Yeah.
But, and the other option is tribe swaps, like keep everybody on their toes, and it's like, oh, suddenly this could be changing just like that.
Right.
We'll see what happens next week. Oh, yeah. Who's going home? What did we see? We seem to see somebody put two sticks in the bird cage that created an X. Did you see that?
I did not see that.
Who sent this signal? That's what it looked like. Tell me if I'm wrong here in the live tribe. It looks like somebody put 2 sticks, like weave them in between the bird cage, sort of like bars, and it looks like an X. What are they saying there? What's Danny doing now?
It's like creepy.
I know it is creepy.
Blair Witch type stuff.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't think I like it. Who's going home? Let me see here.
It's impossible.
We definitely had a lot of, it looked like arrivals at the beach as well. Like somebody pulling up on a boat of some sort.
So, okay, we could have another Shipwheel Island journey.
Sure.
It could be something like that. We haven't had that in a couple episodes. Or it could be some sort of swap. I guess is in play, though unlikely because we haven't had any over the last couple of years. Yeah. Or something brand new.
All right, so Soka Tribe, Green, who's on the bottom? Matt and Franny.
Matt is
I would say
I've got Matt as the one. I'm still in. It's so early now that I still want to pick one from each tribe to go home. So I'm in on Matt on that one. Ratu, the Orange Tribe.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it Kane? Is it oddly Jamie? Because maybe Matthew really doesn't want to work with her for whatever reason, even though they are Plant Daddy and Plant Lady.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's Lauren. She has an extra vote to
Right.
come into play. Yeah, I guess it's Kane or Jamie, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know who, though.
Yeah, I'm the same. My vote right now is on Jamie, only because I can foresee something where she tries to play her idol and it ends up being a fake idol. Like, I just got. So that's that one. But yeah, I agree on that one. That tribe seems very unsettled right now, the orange tribe. And then purple, Tika. You got Carson, Sarah, Jam Jam, and Carolyn. Carolyn obviously has her idol still and the fake idol hidden. Sarah's got the inheritance advantage.
Right.
Right.
Survivor.
My vote's on Carson right now.
Carson. Really?
Why not?
Well, because I'll tell you why. I think Carolyn is like, this is my guy. I think she is loyal, could be to a fault. This is what my gut
To
says.
Carson.
Yeah, Carson ultimately selected her and Jam Jam
She is
in voting out Helen.
the Aunt May to his Peter Parker.
It's a great point.
That's what I feel.
Wow.
But Survivor Now podcast, again, had a blast on last night. Seek out that podcast, check it out. Carolyn said that she put the X in there in the preview.
Oh.
This little wooden X. Carolyn. Wow.
Diabolical.
Do not go in there.
This is tough.
What's
but I
going
think
on with Carolyn's feet?
She had different shoes on.
I know, but there was socks the week before. She had one sock on. She had socks in her hands like 8 times. Go back and watch it. There's something happening with this woman's feet. And then she's got 2 different shoes on. Why? What's happening? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not making it up.
That must have been. Hold on. Was she wearing 2 different shoes then at Tribal
She
Council
must
when
have
Helen
been.
went home? Because that
Maybe.
was after. That was that night. Unless she changed when she got back.
Maybe she's got an injury that we don't know about. She's like, oh, I'm gonna put on my bigger shoe or something.
Like a toe injury.
Got a
or
flip flop on one foot and I don't know. I'm just saying.
All right.
Watch out for Carolyn's feet in the upcoming exit. There's something happening there.
Okay. You tell us, guys, who's going home next week. As you can see, we need all the help and direction we can get because it is very difficult to try and just throw that dart at the dartboard and hit the right name. You don't even know who's going to lose.
Yeah.
You don't even know if they're going to be in the same tribes. And that's what makes it exciting. Thanks for joining us, though. We really appreciate it. Leave your boys a 5-star rating and review. Oh, big news. Let's drop this bomb.
Yeah, drop it. Why not, man?
Next week,
Why not?
here in the Classic Factory, from Survivor 43, one of our favorites, Owen Knight.
Wow.
Owen himself
yay.
is going to be sitting right there,
Right
JD.
here. Yep. I'm going to be sitting right
Over
there.
there. And Eshua will be maybe here, but he'll be very happy not to be here.
You sitting right there?
I'm sitting right here.
I'll sit right here.
Okay.
But right there,
Right here.
Owen from
Owen.
Survivor 43. So that's going to be very exciting. Talking about hopefully a banger of an episode and getting all his thoughts on this season of Survivor 44. So, yes, everybody, favorite curmudgeon. Is that what Sarah said?
Fair enough.
He will be here.
It's probably a little late to ask this. I know we only got a week, but do you think we can construct some sort of water tank so he has to do the entire episode with just his lips sticking out?
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay, we got a week to figure
We
it out.
will craft something here and put him to the test there. Okay, guys, thanks so much for joining us. Hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to No Buffs and leave us a 5-star rating and review. Until next week, the tribe has spoken.